Hi, my name is Kerrigan Drake, and this is my horse Tally. And in this video, I'm going to show how I get my horse ready a couple days before a show. Before I start clipping Tally, I like to give her a bath before a show, and then once she's dry, I thoroughly groom her just to get as much dirt out of her coat as possible. That way when I do start to clip, it won't dull my blades. Next thing I like to do is bang her tail. And as you can see, her tail is really long, so I had to take quite a bit of length off of it. And a lot of people can just use scissors on their horse's tail to bang it, but her tail is so thick I have to use clippers. And it's important to get a nice straight cut. Next, to trim the top of Tally's tail dock, I use clippers and sharp scissors. I only want to take the long hair off the sides and cut along the bone. I take a big chunk of long hair, and this is where you have to be brave, and use clippers to shave it off. I cut in a crescent shape along the bone, then I go back with scissors to neaten the top of her tail dock. Moving on to her mane, as you can see during some point of my horse's career, we had a little bit of a bridle path catastrophe. I am trying to regrow the front portion of her forelock, so just ignore her little tuft. To begin, I separate her forelock from where I want her bridle path to be. Then I shave from front to back against the growth of the hair. The bridle path should only be as wide or a little wider than the crown piece of your bridle. This will give a place for the bridle to sit without getting caught in the mane and looks neat. Tally is a Clyde cross and has a very thick mane, and she doesn't like for it to be pulled, so I like to rope her mane. I keep her mane about 2 inches long, but some people shave it all the way down to the crest of their horse's neck. It's really up to you and what you feel looks best for your horse. Broaching Tally's mane makes it easier on her. It saves me time, and I think it looks nice with her thick mane. I like to use clippers and a comb. I use the comb as a guide to help keep her mane even while I'm clipping it. I go up and down her mane, taking off small amounts of hair at a time because it's very easy to take too much hair off at once. When I'm happy with the length, I step back and look at her entire mane to see if it's even. If it's not, I go back and touch it up with the clippers. Now on to her legs. I start by trimming the long hair around her coronary band. I don't like to shave her hair to the skin because it irritates her when she wears boots. So I like to keep the hair a little bit longer because it provides extra protection. I blend the hair as I shave up her legs by turning the clippers upside down to avoid any harsh lines. As I clip further up her leg, I take off the long guard hairs to make her leg look clean and neat. Moving on to her face, I start by shaving the long hair underneath her jaw. And just like with her legs, I turn the clippers upside down to blend the hair on her face and neck. Then I trim the whiskers around her muzzle and face, but not all of them, especially the ones around her eyes. Sometimes I use scissors to trim the whiskers around her eyes, about an inch, so they don't get caught in her bridle. And finally, I clip the hair around the outside of her ears, but leave the hair inside just to add protection from bugs. Because Tally is very sensitive to them. Some people shave the inside for shows, but this is personal preference. I start by cupping her ear closed in my hand and running the clippers over the outside edges. Then I blend the long hair around the front and back of her ears.